My thoughts when I had to learn about U.S. history was honestly that I knew coming into the class that we were going to emphasize obviously on like like imperialism, the colonial, the industrialization of the U.S. and all that and all those things, and I knew that I already knew what the class course was going to be about without even having to look at the syllabus because every time we mentioned U.S. history, we mentioned like the takeovers, the colonies, the empires, and all those things, but U.S. history is obviously a lot deeper than that, and especially when we're talking about Black U.S. history, again, it is not taught enough, in my opinion.
Black history in schools has only been taught the same thing over the years. Like, we all have MLK Day or learn about Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks, and that's what you teach. I've been learning that for ever since middle school, so I feel like it's just very repetitive, and they don't really dive deep into it like as they should.
So my partner and I flipped the script. We went back into Black history to search for stories of resilience and strength. And we found just that, the 1917 silent protests.
In 1917, a remarkable event unfolded on the streets of Manhattan, New York. It was a protest like no other, a protest that made its point without a single word being spoken. This is a story of the 1917 silent protest, the one that started it all. The protest was like no other at the time. It was the first mass gathering of African Americans in a completely peaceful manner. Previously, it was unheard of to have a gathering the size of 10,000 people and to not break out into chaos. The march would start on 5th Avenue and 57th Street, and it would finish on 23rd Street and 5th Avenue and Madison Square. The protesters would be wearing new suits and dresses, showing their professionalism and composure even in the midst of worldly chaos. Despite the focus on many social issues at the time like labor rights, women's suffrage, and economic instability, the prevalent racism and daily violence against Black people caused their issues to be ignored until the NAACP's formation. In 1916, Tribeca and Amenia, New York, witnessed a historic moment, the inaugural conference of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, in other words, the NAACP. This pivotal gathering brought together approximately 60 leaders dedicated to advocating for the rights of Black Americans. Key topics included education, political freedom, and the unification of Black leaders, culminating in the planning of the seminal 1917 silent protest. The NAACP wanted to touch on many issues related with the Black community. Some notable issues that took place were the Memphis, Waco, and East St. Louis massacres. Notable attendees included W.E.B. Du Bois, Oswald Garrison Villard, and James Weldon Johnson. The 1917 silent protest, closely linked to Connecticut, symbolized the courage and perseverance of the Black community in their quest for equality. This protest and the NAACP's ongoing struggle for civil rights reflect a history of resilience and achievement often overlooked in traditional narratives. These findings not only reshape historical perspectives, but also instill pride and a deeper understanding of Black history's rich legacy.
Representation is a powerful thing. When I see that picture of them walking down in suits and ties, similar to what I'm wearing now, if not exact, it represents power.
Knowing their stories can help us tell our own stories.
So my partner and I flipped the script. We went back into Black history to search for stories of resilience and strength. And we found just that, The 1917 silent protest.
Oh, yes. Jay, give me my money. Jay, give me my